The Gold family have agreed to sell 25.1 of their shares, all of their shares, to Amanda Stavely and her consortium. I am beyond excited, but there is some spanners in the works. As Mark says, it is messy. Kretinsky is not happy. Daniel Kretinsky is fuming. I'm going to get into that and then give you my opinions. I've got emotions. They're all over the place. I was watching a very boring preseason game when this news came and hit me like a ton of bricks, a ton of fluffy bricks that felt absolutely lovely. Crazy news. £161 million for the entirety of the 25.1% of the Gold family shares. Kretinsky has put a statement out through a spokesperson, and he says, the agreement we reached with the Gold family provided stability. This does the opposite. We will always act in the best interest of West Ham United and reviewing all options, including exercising our preemption rights. Now listen to me, Kretinsky. Why didn't you exercise the fucking rights to buy all the shares in the first place? What has taken so long? It's been 2 months since we heard about all of this shit, about you agreeing to buy the shares. And you've done nothing. You've done absolutely nothing. If you fucking dare stop us from getting this takeover, I will never ever forgive you, and your name will be up there with Sullivan's for me. This is an amazing thing for our club. I've seen all the Newcastle fans saying how great it is for West Ham, and you want to get in the way when you didn't have the fucking bollocks in the first place to go ahead and buy those shares in the first place. You didn't even want all of the shares. To me, I've looked at it as you're not serious. You're not serious. That's how he comes across. If you were serious, you would have offered the money for the entirety of the Gold's family shares. You wouldn't have pissed about wanting 16% and you keep some and all of this crap. You would have bought them by now. Obviously, the offer that Stavely is putting in is better than the offer that you put in. The Gold family have every right to go with the better offer. They've been wanting to sell all the shares, but you are not serious enough to have gone and bought them. I'll just buy some of the shares. I'll just buy a little bit. You can stay on the board. You've shown to me that you have no bollocks, mate, and you're not serious, and you want stability. And the best thing for West Ham, is Stavely and Co. That's the best thing for West Ham. So if you've got anything about you, Kretinsky, you step aside. Now he can match the offer, which I believe £161 million for the entirety of the Gold shares. You could have done that in the first place, mate. You could have just done that. You can go and buy the Sullivan shares. No one's putting an offer in for them yet. He's shown us absolutely nothing to suggest that he's serious about taking this club to new heights. Stavely has a track record. Surely, like Kretinsky, you'd rather work with someone like Amanda Stavely than people like the Gold family and the Sullivans, people that have a track record of building clubs. These are people that bid £4 billion for Spurs. They've got money. You just can't stand in the way. If you care about West Ham, move aside. Step aside and let the big boys come in and take this club to new heights. I believe they want to buy the stadium. You know, they was walking around, being shown around the stadium. I think it was just over a month ago or so. It's just crazy. Yeah. He's been outbid. Right? So, yeah, he can increase his offer, but he has to buy all the shares. He didn't want to buy. Why didn't you want to buy? Now you're going to buy all the shares because someone else has come in to buy all the shares. I honestly, like, with this, all this talk about Kretinsky and him loaning this money to the club, and there was just so much talk and no action. So why do you think the fan base can have any faith for you over someone like Amanda Stavely and her consortium? The offer's accepted. I don't care if you've got 60 days. This club needs to get promoted. All of this shit and this uncertainty is going to affect our window. It's going to affect us. It's very interesting because Bowen met with Kretinsky, and Kretinsky gave him all the talk about ambition and all of this stuff, and that's what helped Bowen stay. And now that's all up in the air. Sullivan is still the majority shareholder, which is a problem. It is a problem. However, he's not on the board. You know, so he can't run the club, but he's still majority shareholder. But it's a pathway in. But someone just needs to go and make Sullivan an offer. Just make him an offer. Just go and say, listen, I'll take all your shares. I'll take half your shares. What do you want? What can we do? No one's tried. It's all this, oh, you know, he might not sell. You slap down money. Like, if Stavely and Co had 4 billion to spend on Spurs, they can go and get that old, just low life shares off him, mate. Like that. Then all of a sudden, bang, they're majority shareholders. Kretinsky's minority shareholder, and you go get Kretinsky. Give Kretinsky his profit, because that's what he's about, and then send him on his merry way. Send him on his merry way. Because I'm telling you now, this is an amazing opportunity, an exciting opportunity for our football club. You snooze, you lose, Kretinsky. You snooze, you lose, mate. And you snoozed big time this summer. You snoozed big time, matey. And now, someone more serious is coming and ready to put their money where their mouth is. Stavely, you know, she's had a lot of credit. People crediting her with the signings, people like Isak and Tonali and Livramento and Gordon. People are giving her a lot of credit for doing a lot of good things for Newcastle. All the Newcastle fans I've spoke to have said how amazing it would be for West Ham. So I'm going with that. I'm going with the known quantity of building something, and not, you know, bloody Kretinsky, the silent sphinx, who's all talk, no action. I've completely understood what's happened here. Enlighten me, because in my mind, Kretinsky put in an offer for 16% of the Golds family shares. I don't know what the price was for that offer. The offer was agreed. That deal was agreed, but it obviously wasn't finalised, because we've come all this time now. Read my first post. Oh, I was to scroll up. Stavely and her consortium are interested in the land and attracting NFL and baseball to London. That's it. But that's what your opinion is. But their track record speaks for itself. Like, yeah, they can have that, but look at what that's done for Spurs, right? They say they get the land and they attract NFL and baseball and all this concert. You know how much money Tottenham makes, and do you know how much that they've been allowed to spend, Spurs? All this massive spend Spurs have had this summer is thanks to all that money they make through that stadium. They make a lot of money. So am I going to be upset that they go and give us flipping NFL and baseball in the stadium? We have to put up with all that sort of crap in our stadium now, and it makes us not a single penny. We have to flip in, you know, give up our stadium, have it torn down, all the West Ham shit taken down, to have all these concerts and athletics and baseball, and we have all that now, but we don't benefit not a single penny from it. So what's the difference if these guys come in, buy the stadium, so we own it, and then we make money from it, and it helps go again, in favour of our profit and sustainability. What's wrong with that? Why is that a bad thing? Why is it a bad thing for someone to come in and turn us into a money making machine? It's just, listen, I may be going, he wanted to be a majority shareholder. He should have got it wrapped up, mate. You've had 2 months and you fumbled. 3 months even. He's fumbled it. He's fumbled it. I'm sorry. You snooze, you lose, mate. You snooze, you lose. Now, he's got a chance to match their bid. Then let's see what he does. But the thing is, when it comes down to the Sullivan shares, I have more faith that Stavely and Co. will go to make moves to buy the Sullivan shares than Kretinsky. Kretinsky's been here a long time. Kretinsky's had opportunities. I mean, he's had years he's been on this board to try and buy the gold shares. The gold shares have been up for sale for quite a while now. And it's taken a flipping documentary and an expose of Sullivan and these shenanigans to get him to actually make a move. He's had the flipping shares have been there to buy, and he hasn't done it. So yeah, I think Stavely coming in, buying the club, buying the land, buying the stadium is an amazing thing. People say, "Oh, it's not pie capital," but I don't see why people are so against the idea of, they want to come in and they want to buy all the club and the land and make money. Yeah, it's not a charity. People don't buy clubs out of the goodness of their heart these days, but the idea of turning us into a club that can make more money, guess what that means? We can spend more money. That's how it works. So the fact that they come in and do all that is amazing for the club. I'm not against this. You're missing the point. Kretinsky save will be at loggerheads because of this. Maybe. Listen, I'm not saying in the short term it's a problem. It's a problem, right? In the short term, because there is uncertainty on this. But again, someone's going to have to win out. Someone's going to have to win out of this thing. Listen, when it comes down to it, Kretinsky will have more shares than them in the short term. But they're both going to be there to fight and bid for the Sullivan shares. And whoever wins the Sullivan shares wins the club. I posted this last time. Stavely has outbid Daniel Kretinsky for the shares, yes. Daniel Kretinsky agreed to Gold price, then Gold accepted a higher price. She went back on the agreement. Yeah, but that's business. I'm sorry, it's not. There's a verbal agreement. It means nothing, mate. It means nothing. It's a verbal agreement. It's not in writing, is it? It's not a legal agreement. They've agreed to sell him the shares, 16% of the shares, for a lesser price. Someone else has come in, slapped down a lot more money for all of the shares. So there you go. But it's Kretinsky's fault. Well, listen, I'm making an assumption how it's Kretinsky's fault. Because this was agreed like 3 months ago. So what's happened between now and then? Is it the Gold's dragging their feet? Or has Kretinsky not put the money up and signed on the dotted line? Why, if something has been agreed for all this time ago, has it not been put in ink? Why was it not written down in a contract and finalized? Why has it been a situation where we've had months and months and months where another party has been able to come along? Listen, and I don't have those answers. We're making assumptions here. But when it comes down to it, it just seems to me like he snoozed and he loosed. Good grammar there. And look, if it comes out that the Gold family dragged it out, then it's on them. But it's worked out well for them because they've got a better offer. It's business. It's business, and that's how you got to look at it. It's not here to play nice and do what the Gold family wanted to get the most money for their shares. That's their goal. It's not to give Kretinsky the best deal and give Kretinsky what he wants. It's business. So whether you think that the Gold family haven't played nice with Kretinsky, that's one thing. But he put that out there all this time ago, and what? There was just radio silence. Radio silence. So Kretinsky, where was he in this? While they were dragging their feet, if they knew that Stavely was interested and they was waiting, and he's just gone and thought, yeah, I'll wait. He's just let them drag their heels and not done anything. And again, why not bid for the Sullivan shares? People all assume that he won't sell until we're in the Premier League and there's no chance he'll sell. He won't sell for sure if you don't fucking bid. So why not bid if you're that serious? Listen. Kretinsky and how he operates with businesses, it's a lot of going in, investing, selling off. I don't trust him. I hope he can if he's going to be involved, come good. But if I'm him, I look at these coming in, right? They're the best chance for him to make a profit on his shares. They're the best chance. He can retain his shares. In fact, if I'm Kretinsky, do you know what? Is 10% of my shares. Let me retain 10% of shares. Get us back to the maybe even 5%, enough to make them majority shareholder. Keep a good chunk of shares and they will make you a profit. They will maximize the value of this club and you will get money. There you go. And that is the thing. People say he has another club. He's got divided interests. So, listen, this is going to be a very interesting development. But whatever happens, it needs to happen now. It needs to happen now. Like, very soon, within the next week. These things can drag out. But decisions need to be made. The Golds have agreed to sell the shares. Now Kretinsky, we know Trip Smith ain't doing anything. We know none of the other minority shareholders aren't doing anything. But Daniel Kretinsky needs to make his decision now. Match the bid or let the bid go through. It won't necessarily take 60 days, but they have 60. And this is the thing. Kretinsky has 60 days to exercise his preemption rights. If he takes 60 days, he's a piece of shit. That is, you put him in the bin with. If he takes 60 days to make a decision, put him in the bin with David Sullivan. Because you are damaging this football club. When you can just decide what you're going to do this week. You know if you want to buy 25% of the shares and match the offer, you should know. You don't take 60 days to do that. So there's no way we should be here in 2 months' time going, oh, Kretinsky, he's going to do it or not? Yeah. Listen, this is huge. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to keep up to date with this. This is going to be a hell of a ride. This is going to be crazy, guys. Chaos behind the scenes. Listen, this could really negatively affect us in the short term. It really could negatively affect us in the short term. But I'm most interested in the long term. And the long term possibility for us is that we own the stadium. We have ambitious owners that put in a good structure, that bring in good players, and we are playing Champions League football one day. That's the long-term possibility. So, yeah, that's a possibility as well. They know you get them Sullivan shit. This is a foothold into it. It's going to be very interesting, but it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. Kretinsky, you need to go and do what's right and do what's best for the club and step aside, my friend. Step aside. side, because a better opportunity has come off across for West Ham. Just make a profit and piss off. That's my opinion. So listen, we're going to be keeping up to date on this story. It's crazy. That's another good point. Yep, experience and lessons learned, and that commercial. And they see the stadium in the land is key for the commercial growth. And like I said, we do for us what has been done for Spurs. Spurs are now massively commercially viable because of their stadium. We need that. Steamroll it, 100%. Yep, get it. So, no pissing about now. Let's see. We're going to keep up to date on this one. Stavely in. Come on. Let's go. Let's get it done. Come on, you Irons.